Reminder that the 2010 FIFA World Cup continues on ABC tomorrow with a pair of quarterfinal games. 9:30 a.m. Eastern, Argentina takes on Germany. And then at 2 Eastern, it's Paraguay facing Spain. The 2010 FIFA World Cup on ABC tomorrow. World Cup available on TV and on your phone. Go to ESPNSoccerNet.com for more information. It is Hold Your Breath Racing at Daytona International Speedway as we come up on halfway in the Subway Jalapeno 250. Riding on board with Brendan Gaughan, riding in 16th position, trying to pass Greg Sachs in the 88. And Brian Eichler in his Daytona debut in the Roush Fenway 16. Meantime, up front, Kyle Busch and Joey Logano are the latest two in the top two spots.
It is wild up there. These guys, what an incredible job they're doing. I can't believe they haven't wrecked these cars. They're just driving the wheels off of them.
They're earning their money tonight.
And like we saw earlier in the first run of the race, about a 12-car pack has started to break away from the rest of the field. Now we're looking back from that 12-car pack to find Carl Edwards. And if you want to find Carl, you got to go all the way back right now to 21st position to come up with him.
Wouldn't somebody think this might break up the Gibbs domination or something like that?
I hear the other one too.
And that Kevin Harvick said the most exciting thing about the debut of this new car was that Kyle Busch and Joey Logano wouldn't get to run the old cars anymore that they've been doing so much winning in.
So I think we can safely say that those guys are pretty good drivers.
Yeah.
Look at Michael Annett. Just after this group goes by, there's Michael Annett in the 15. He's making his way back up into the, he's right now in the 15th place.
All right, so all the way back to Carl Edwards. And the moment we saw kind of 9 laps ago now, where Carl was running in 7th spot and kind of bailed out going down from the start-finish line toward turn 1. He's running behind Parker Kligerman now. And again, Edwards in 21st position. Lead change, Allgaier, Keselowski, the Penske posse through the Gibbs guys.
Justin Allgaier doing a nice job getting himself back up there at the front of this pack. This young man doesn't have a ton of experience here at Daytona, but seems to have learned more and more about the draft every time he's been here. Mike?
When you talk about the limited experience he has here at Daytona, well, DJ, this team tried to do something about that. They basically sequestered him and his spotter this week, Chris Osborne, to make sure they were on the exact same page. Justin was having a little bit of difficulty seeing out the front and rear window of this car. His perspective is different, so he wanted to make sure that the communication process between him and Osborne was accurate. Well, if you listen to the communication tonight, it's clearly like a play-by-play. Osborne telling him where to be and when to go, telling him which lane's moving, which lane is not, and it's obviously helping Allgaier. Allgaier's out front right now, and that Penske tandem looks awfully strong.
You know, it's definitely a team effort between the spotter and the driver at these type of races, and some drivers like more or less of that kind of communication, but it really is vital to know which lines are moving and where you really need to be at a certain time.
I am so impressed with that light blue and white 99 car, Trevor Bayne. He says this is basically like his Daytona debut all over again. Came here in February, only got a handful of laps into the race and got caught up in a wreck.
Yeah, he got crashed early, and he was running well then. I think he was very disappointed because he had a great car for the race in February, and he's got a great one tonight if he can keep it clean.
How cool do you think it is to him to look in the rearview mirror and see that 3 car behind him? Let's check in on Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dave?
And checking in with Tony Eury Jr., his crew chief. Tony, he hasn't given you a whole lot of information, and he didn't want any adjustments on that first stop. Can you tell if he has a good race car or not?
I think it's pretty good. It's just a little too free to be on the bottom there a couple times, and he's just moving around, making it work. But I think we'll just tighten it up just a little bit on the next stop because definitely the bottom lane's where you need to be.
Can you tell, is he playing it safe at all? It doesn't look real safe out there right now.
Well, I think some of the setups of the cars, we're just bouncing too much, and it's just a product of just learning these cars, see what happens. But I think he's going to be in good shape. We'll see what happens.
Calm and cool down here in the 3-pit, guys.
I watched the last lap. The Junior ran through 1 and 2 on the bottom, and he actually beat Clint Boyer through there pretty good. Looked like maybe he's found a little better line through there.
If your car's free and you can hold the wheel and get through on that bottom, obviously the short way around, but if it's turning that good, probably a lot of these cars are starting to tighten up a little bit possibly, and that'll make him be able to pull away and get a good run down the straightaway.
All right, got 2 Dodges down low and 3 Toyotas making a run up high. Allgaier trying to fend off Kyle Busch for the race lead.
See, Kyle got to push into the corner there, but it got him loose, and he had to go up the racetrack.
Here comes Junior on the bottom. He's making that bottom work right now, pretty much by himself.
Hey, Trevor, that 3 car's not behind you anymore.
And I think that with a free race car like that, you can run kind of by yourself. It's whenever you get someone tucked up on your rear bumper that makes it difficult to drive, and that's when we've seen him have to come out of the gas.
You see that time through there, he was able to pull past that 99 car now and get clear.
We are just past halfway in the Subway Jalapeno 250 at Daytona. Justin Allgaier is the race leader right now.
And welcome back to the Subway Jalapeno 250. Let's get you caught up on what has happened so far, because there has been a lot. It's the 5-hour Energy Rapid Recap. Nationwide Series new car debut tonight. A couple of Dodge Challengers leading the way. Parker Kligerman started second. Pole sitter, that'd be Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, good to see these cars. Got the Mustang and the Challenger and the Impala. A lot of fun seeing the old pony cars back on the racetrack.
It's also a big night, too, because Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in that Wrangler 3 car, starting third. And in a tribute to his father on lap 3, fans with 3 fingers in the air, and look who was working for the lead on lap 3.
He was coming really, really hard. Brad Keselowski, though, just held on to the charge, but the 3 cars charging up through the field looks like the old time once again.
Well, speaking of those Penske cars, almost a huge disaster for them. Lap 32, Allgaier and Brad K trying to get down pit road. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, Michael Annett goes for a spin there, and both of those guys last-minute directions from their spotters and crew chiefs. Don't go down pit road, so they're not caught under the caution. Great save for both of those guys.
So check this out. Penske and Gibbs, the cars have won 10 of the last 11 races, and look who's running 1-2 right now. It is Justin Allgaier and Kyle Busch, and that third car.
Absolutely, but the question for me is, where did Carl Edwards go? Guys, we got to get some info on that. What happened to Carl Edwards?
Paul Menard off the pace, Brad.
Tear a fender up or anything? Yeah. Yeah, it pops.
Yeah, it looks like the right front's down there.
Well, I think Brad's question about Carl Edwards, I think Carl called in scared there for a little while. He just wanted to get out of that big mess up front.
And for the lead, Kyle Busch to the outside, and this time he's got some drafting help from Junior. And Allgaier, well, guess Junior didn't want to run that very high lane around the top of the track.
Well, once you push the guy out there and send him on, then you've got no help there yourself. Junior wasn't getting pushed from behind, and so that kind of left him sitting. He'll make his way back. This car's handling really good right now. We heard Tony Jr. say that they might make an adjustment, but I'm sure they're talking about that right now, Andy.
Well, he was making time on the bottom of the racetrack till he caught that lead two cars there, and they were occupying that lane, so he was looking for a way around. That's kind of how he got forced up there.
Now the question becomes, flat tire before the fender crunch, or the fender crunch and then the flat tire?
Yeah, more than likely the tire went down and he got in the wall. See, he's up there, but that's still a good question.
Yeah.
I would say he probably did cut a tire down somehow.
I thought I heard on the radio he said it popped.
Yeah.
So would support your conclusion. Tough luck for Paul Menard, who had been having a solid run in the race so far.
You see, Earnhardt Jr. got shuffled, but here he comes back. It's hard to hold a good handling car back when these cars get to this point and you get shuffled around. When you're starting to back off the gas, all the leaders are. It's hard to keep that good handling car down.
Wow, Allgaier. He scared it.
I tell you, here comes that 3 car. He's going to be leading this race in a minute.